Right, I'm redoing this one because the last one was a whopper, actual whopper. So I'm going to try and do it more succinctly than I did. But so I went out again, and I hung out at the barbers again, and I bumped into the dude that I'd been round to see, and he'd like invited me round again, and I had to refuse, but I told him why. I was like, I said I was going to come round, but I was going to literally say I'll stay for like an hour or whatever, and he was getting it straight away. He knew what I meant, and it was nice just like to be able to say something that makes you sound like a fucking weirdo, sound like whatever, mate. And believe me, when you've got experience of trying to be honest about this shit and getting cunted off by people, that's why you become fucking scared of it. There's like you would if every time you would just like explain something you were pissed off about or couldn't handle, that everyone started going, "You dickhead, you twat," shit like that, because it doesn't make sense to them. That's a bit of a lot of times what my trepidations about speaking my truth. Um, you know, and I also saw the dude from the coffee shop, and I had a word. It's been like I've needed to because there's been a bit of an atmosphere because I did hang out there a lot. Yeah, I did, and he was okay. Like I started to talk, and then he did what I was expecting. Was he was going to start reprogramming me and say, no, it wasn't that so much. And I just thought, no, not anymore. I can't have that done. I can't have that done. I need to stick to what's important. And I just went, nah, listen. I was bouncing on my knees a little bit. I remember clearly it happening because he spoke to me. And when he spoke to me about it, he gave me a sort of, that's our Mikey kind of a smile, which I do get from people. And that's kind, I mean, all right, Mikey. He was a bit like that. But it was nice, and everything was fine. And I got slightly aggressive. I didn't get aggressive with him, but I went, if he wants to then be a little bitch because a customer complains and apparently finds me scary and suddenly he spins on his head and it's all my fault and rah, 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 that's his fucking business. But don't say and do one thing to me and then say something else about it to someone else, because I'm not fucking having that shit. I'm not being reprogrammed. It's that fucking simple. Like, the other point is, my behaviour is my behaviour. I went there because of my behaviour, in a way. Because, like, if you didn't have many places in this world where you actually went, fuck, I'm finally being me, I feel like me. If those were very, very, very limited places, they would be the only places you go to. And it's like that sense that a lot of people will, what do you mean you're being you? And I don't quite know. I know it's the sort of thing that a lot of people might think, yeah, well, do you think any of us are? We all have to regulate our behaviour. We all have to exist socially, la 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 la. And because I'm a member of society, I'm subject to the same rules. And just think, yeah, but I'm not on about like when you lot do it. I'm on about when I do it. But quite simply, like, my bouncing of the knees will not stop. It doesn't stop. My limbs, my hands move. Like, I play with my hair a lot now. That's going to become one of my new tics. I pull my face around because it itches in places and I have to keep yanking at it. My skin is always talking to me. Literally always fucking talking to me. Little tickles and tingles and that all the fucking time, mate. That's why I'm touching myself all the time. But there are certain things that I kind of have to do, and like I've got a little as I walk up to a cash point. I've just noticed it. I just kind of need to do it. That's all I can really describe it as, and I just find it endearing. And a lot of times I'm jiggling and bouncing my knees like that in the shop, I quite often to myself while I'm in a queue, and quite often people just smile at me. They just see that I'm in my own little world, and I don't care, and they find it endearing. But the point is, like, it'll happen again. It'll so fucking totally fucking happen again because now I've been warned about it. And, like, that is the point. That's, like, you know, where I get classically misinterpreted as a fucking puss is when I don't stick up for myself. And I don't stick up for myself a lot of the times because I don't quite know how to. I can only go fucking guns blazing. And if I've become angry or unsettled, I can't think properly a lot of the time. That's why I don't, you know, I don't react quick enough. For a lot of different reasons. But that's just me. That's the me I need to fucking be. But it does get misinterpreted, and that's when you start getting walked all over by people, and you suddenly notice that their tone of voice changes, and they've got a very disrespectful edge to them, and their humour's a lot more personal. You've noticed a lot of differences when people think that they can push you around, and then they start talking to you like shit, and you end up just getting that negative vibe off them all the time. That can be a circle of me not sticking up for myself, but so many times it's because I'm not speaking my fucking truth, and I'm like learning how to do that. And even if it makes me feel a dick, like I'm being a complete dick about it, it was like, well, I don't care if I am. Like, I was spending a lot of money in there. It was my sort of hangout. It was one of my safe havens where I could express myself. But then I just find it ironical as well how it's like, sorry, Michael. Well, I called myself Michael. Fucking hell. Don't ever do that to me, please. Seriously, don't. And anyway, sorry, Mikey, your mental health symptoms are causing problems for other people's mental health symptoms. So can you stop your mental health symptoms, please? Even though we know they're mental health symptoms. In a way, that's kind of what it is. That's what it equates to. It's like, we have people with anxiety. Yeah, that's one of my fucking 100 boxes that I can fucking tick, you cunts. Talk to me fucking about anxiety, prick. But he's not a prick. But like that's what the situation has made me feel like. And I wasn't sort of fuck you to him, but I did sort of imply that I felt very fuck you to that man's business. If you're going to treat me like that, and then imply I've cost you 250 quid. Simple. It's like, I'm used to not being compatible. It happens sometimes, a lot. My appearance and my behaviour are very often a cause for concern, have caused complaints of all kinds. I think I might make a video, I might start writing them down, of the things that I have been bollocked for. That would be a great game to play with someone. I want to play things that I've been bollocked for with you, with anyone. Do you want to go, I have been bollocked for, like, shooting a gun in a car park? Have you been bollocked for that? And suddenly with your boss going, Mikey, it's a gun. And you're like, well, yeah, but look. But yeah, the point being, I'm well used to it. And I just know it's one of those situations where this is what schizoid personality disorder is. They give up. And that I've got that element where I just think, this is not going to work. Because it's happened, and that means it will happen again. The bollocking is making it more likely to happen again. Like, when I really, really need to remember something, I'm more likely to forget it. Because remembering to remember it makes my brain go, right, cool, done. And then it forgets to remember. It's like, you know, and that makes me appear like I don't care as well. A lot of the time, it makes you look like you don't give a fuck. That's how it gets interpreted back to you. So, you know, I'm told that I don't stick up for myself enough and speak up for myself enough. It's like I'm trying to a lot of the time, and I dither. Or I get really fucking angry and seem like massively unreasonable. And I go, like, you know, that's why I'm like that. But then people just think, oh, that makes me passive. And a lot of the time, it's like I have learned to not give a fuck about a lot of things. Just, oh, whatever. A lot of the time, my passiveness is because I don't give a fuck. That's misinterpreted as I'm just completely passive. But then at the times when I'm a cunt, I get misinterpreted as hiding this nasty, fucking, horrible cunt. And everything else about me is fake. I've had that fucking said to me. loads of times. That's a lot of the time. And, you know, you can go, oh, who cares what people think? That's what someone will always say, who cares what people think? Because it's when what they think leads to how they treat you. That is the fucking point. And when they think leads to how they treat you and they feel justified and righteous in doing so, and they're completely fucking wrong, that's when you feel like fucking helpless about it all. And it's, you know, there's shit like, I've got bundles. I could talk about those kinds of fucking issues till the cows come home. But the point is, I'm fucking used to not being compatible. That's fine. Let's part company. Because I don't like it in principle and I know it will happen again. And I just told him that. And we didn't fall out. That was a big step for me. To be able to speak like that to someone without falling out, without making it personal, without getting pompous. I was just like, my voice stayed calm. I said some firm fucking language. I was quite sort of a bit, you know, no fucking way, mate, not fucking having it. That was one of the, yeah, I don't know if I've covered that. I did say I'm schizoid. That's what I said. That was one of the things I said. I'm fucking schizoid. I don't need someone saying one thing and then it being another. Schizoid basically means the schizoid symptoms of not being able to interpret the world around me. So then when someone does it like seemingly on purpose or whatever, I really have a lot of fucking problems interacting with that person again. They've not been genuine with me. Fucking be authentically you. I'm being authentically me. You know what I mean? It's just that's the world I need to live in. There are a lot of things I need to preclude myself from, which will look like negative thinking. That's what gets interpreted back to me. You're just thinking negatively. It's going to happen if you say it's going to. It's like, no. This comes from way too many times of flying in the face of all that shit and being totally fucking positive about it, and then it's smashingly happening anyway. More. It comes from knowledge and experience. So there's a lot of things I have to just go, I won't handle that. I won't be able to be there. You know, I won't. It will change me. My behaviour will change. I'll get really unsettled and I'll start to act out and I'll start to be impatient and be fucking horrible. It's like, sorry, this is the way I'm at right now. That's what I need to work on. Anyway, this one's getting long. I need to close it down. Otherwise, it's going to be a fucking epic tale. Last one was nearly 15 minutes.